Is this the Teahouse podcast?
Good evening, teabaggers, and welcome to episode 24 of the Teahouse podcast. You are joined by your host, Lincoln, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Peony B, at the our wonderful sponsor's crib.
Yeah. To be fair, you may notice that we've mixed up locations once again. This is location number 38 that we've changed locations to, and we actually didn't ask the bloke to come in here. We've just smashed through his front window and set up camp. So
We're going to make this quick before the cops come.
yeah, like there's an alarm ringing out the front, but we'll get through it.
We'll be right.
Now, shout out to Breezy for letting us into his, what would you call it? His
Humble abode.
I was trying to think of that word. I couldn't think of it. What is it? Humble abode.
Yeah, I think.
Humble aboard?
This thing's way too clear. Like, I can't get away of mispronouncing it enough so that it sounds like I know it. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to know if I'm wrong.
I know.
But I think it's humble abode.
Gives us personality, right? Personality traits. We can't pronounce words probably.
Yeah, nah, true. Fair bump.
Yeah. No, but shout out to Adam and Eve again for sponsoring us. We're at the home of Adam and Eve Jr. today. So it's a bit of a vibe. We got a bit of a backdrop as well. It's a vibe. It's a big vibe.
No, it's good. On some couches this time. Not
Yeah.
Lincoln shitty old chairs.
Yeah. My dining table. We actually always wanted to kind of get into, like, me and Blake were always like, yeah, let's get a vintage chair and stuff. And this is our first taste of a podcast on a chair.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we have to hold the mic, so we're going very handheld here.
Yeah, when we've got the studio set up, it'll be a bit different, but
Wait out for that studio. We also wanted to quickly talk about, we have some special merch coming. Big things.
merch drop.
Finally getting merch. I mean, we're up to 20. This is episode 24, and we've only just got our ass into gear and fucking organised some merch.
We say that like we're only up to episode like we've done it for ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really only episode 24, mate.
Oh, that is true. It feels like we've been doing it for like 10 years though, but we've actually been doing it for like 6 months.
Yeah, no, it's
Almost.
yeah, true. It'd be
24 is almost 52, like half. So we're almost, fuck, that's a trek.
yeah, bro.
Anyway.
Quick math.
Yeah, almost. I said almost, all right? 26. I know what half it is. But no, we have some corduroy bucket hats coming, and they are a fucking vibe.
They actually are a vibe.
They're sick. They're fucking got to be cool.
They're going to come at mint too, and you guys are going to love them.
We're not sure exactly when they're going to drop. They're in the process of being constructed as we speak, but they are coming soon, and yeah, they're a big vibe, so we'll be sure to show you once they come out. But this episode is kind of a bit of a special one because we, as you've all known, we've been posting fucking stories and stories on it. We wanted to bring, I think we're going to, I reckon we're going to do like a monthly episode like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like we said like episode 11, I think we wanted to get, the teabaggers in the community involved a bit more and bring them into conversations as well. And we were just trying to think of like the best way to kind of do that. And we're going to stick with this idea for now. Who knows, it might change, but I'm pretty happy that it's like everyone's sent in so much stuff and we're actually very keen to get into it. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, props to you guys for actually sending in stuff because we were always a bit worried because we're pretty small still. We're growing, but like we were like, oh, is people going to send in stuff? And it's not anonymous. We will make you all anonymous. Like it's only me and Blake that will know. But
like no one's ever, like we're not even going to tell our mates. Like it's never going to be like that.
Yeah.
We'd never, because
confidentiality.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's all about that. We're all about that for sure. But no, we love the trust that you guys kind of have in us because you guys have sent in some pretty good stuff and
we rate it too. We rate it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's actually really good conversation starter. I was like, Blake, let's fucking have some chats about this stuff. So the first question that we wanted to talk about, absolute legend of the game, sent in, there's literally an 11 out of 10 in my cohort who all the boys have eyes on. How do I stand out? But there is further context on this, Blake, and I will get it up, especially for you viewers, so you have a little bit more.
Do tell.
He said, more context, they're in the same subject and they're going to be together for 4 years. So he doesn't want to make a fool of himself early on. So,
Shit.
it's a bit of a tough one.
So my advice would be, honestly, not to think about it too much in that aspect, because if you're too worried about what all the other boys are worried about, then and like trying to compete, like you shouldn't be competing with anyone in a way or trying to stand out. You should just be being yourself, and if that works, that should be what then you're meant to be. But like in the same breath, there's no point in like pretending to be someone you're not or doing anything drastic, because then it's like you're putting yourself out for someone who you're not even like necessarily, you know what I mean? You've just got like a crush.
Yeah, 100%. I think it kind of depends what like his intentions are specifically. Like if he wants to actually like date this girl.
Oh, for sure. Well, then I'd honestly maybe just ask her out.
Yeah, literally. I mean, yeah, 100%. I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, definitely be yourself, because if there's eyes on her, she's going to be getting all this attention and she's going to be like, fuck off. And if you're just one of them guys, you're going to fit into that same bracket. You know what I mean?
And if you're a good guy, then all the other dudes are just trying to, you know, like obviously trying to get with her for the wrong reasons and stuff, and you're the one that's been a good bloke. Well, and she doesn't pick you, she missed out, mate. You were the guy she should have been with.
Exactly. That's exactly true. If you be yourself and she doesn't go with you, mate, then she is not the right gal. She's not the one for you.
You're the winner.
Exactly. Yeah. You were the winner. No, that was a good one, mate. Another one. So this one's kind of answered it in his own question, but we'll still talk about it. So mental health and work-life balance. And then he's hyphenated and said, not comparing yourself to others. So I think this is obviously like general mental health. And I think what he means by it is like, I don't know, if you have like a really good coworker that's like fucking, I don't even know, you're feeling anxiety about it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like as if like he's a better worker or something and you're getting anxiety about it. I haven't read that one, top left. But I think that's what he kind of means by it.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't reckon?
So, I wouldn't. No, I don't think so. So mental health and work-life balance, not comparing yourself to others. So,
oh, is this like in general? So like your whole situation compared to like me working for you, like what you're doing compared to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the most important thing. And people don't understand how important discipline is, because you can not do things on days that you don't feel like it and stuff like that, and let it build up and build up. Like I know personally too, because like this is something I actually struggle with all the time. Like I'll let myself be lazy because I'm not feeling a certain way or like this, and not balancing everything correctly. Like I'm not getting my exercise, my sleep. I'm not enjoying work. So then when I get home, I'm friggin' I don't want to do anything. I'm being lazy, and it's sort of just like a snowball effect of like.
Yeah.
So I reckon like discipline and balance is like literally the most important, and setting goals too. Setting goals.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Because I went through like a really bad stage, like probably almost a year ago, where I was like so annoyed and impatient about where I was in my life compared to like where I wanted to be. And like this kind of stems where like comparing yourself to others, like you'd see inspiration, you're like, fuck, why am I not there right now? And then like my partner, because like I was just in bad moods like every day, just angry. Like I was like, fuck, I'm like so like I was getting unhappy because I wasn't where I wanted to be. But like you take a step back, like I just bought a house and stuff. I'd done all this stuff. Like I literally just bought a house, and like I was still unhappy. Like, and it was really weird. And then Keely like put it in perspective. She's like, fucking, you know, like you've got all these good things going. Like there's no rush. Like just take your time. And like that kind of made me like take a real big step back, stop rushing to do what I was doing.
Yep.
And really, you know what I mean? Take in what I kind of have got, and just, it's made me slow up on everything and not rush getting into things, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
100%, because life is, you're competing, you're not competing with yourself, but you're thriving to be a better you like the next day. So that if that means like you wake up and make your bed the next day, and you're like just incorporating like another better thing. And all right, so you don't have a house, and I don't own a house. My mate Lincoln does, like for instance, but like I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh, spewing. I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I worked out an extra time this week than I did. Like
little things.
This
is a little thing.
This is an example too. Like I'm not I don't even work out that much. I just joke.
Worked out in 1 year, mate.
I've been shocking lately. But no, but like that's like an important thing too. Like just know that it happens in your own time and try and enjoy yourself while you're doing it, because things that you used to wish you had, you probably have now. Like you're always going to be a state where you're going to wish you had things. So, or wish something. So you just got to be patient and realize, oh shit, I'm actually where I wished I was, blah, 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 blah. So it'll go. And you're not even sitting there and enjoying it because you're sitting there thinking about being too impatient about the next.
Yeah, 100%. I think it definitely comes down to what you said before, is creating goals is fucking huge because it creates a good mindset, and like have a realistic time frame of these goals. So don't be like, I'm going to fucking buy a house in 2 months and you have no savings.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? Like have realistic goals. Just be like, I'm going to save $15,000 this year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not the biggest goal in the world, but like it's still a major goal. Like and it'll make yourself feel awesome. And then what you said as well, like I watched this TikTok the other day and they were like, do something, like anything that takes 60 seconds, just do it. Like make your bed. Like it takes 60 seconds, you make your bed, you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Like those little things that make you feel good.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I think it's like a declutter thing too. Like it's like telling yourself, because I think in this day's society too, people forget, because you don't have to literally survive anymore. So people, because you like, you know what I mean? Like if I don't go to the grocery store tonight, I'll probably live.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm probably going to survive. If you didn't go and do things to ensure your survival back in the day, then you weren't going to survive. So I think it makes people lazy and they don't evolve, where evolution is what brings you true, well, at least chasing evolution, I reckon.
You're getting deep.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, you're getting real deep. Evolution and shit.
No, but like evolving.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It's facts, bro.
All right, I reckon we'd answered that in a long way. That went for a fair while. But
Yeah, true.
I hope that answers you. Gives you advice on that one, mate.
Yeah.
This one's like, this bloke sent in general advice for everyone, I think. And I don't know the facts on this. We'll have to get Dr. Carl on the phone. But pee on your feet in the shower, apparently it kills odor.
It's funny. I do that all the time because I like... No, I'm
Do you
serious.
actually?
Yeah, because I have to... Because I'm an electrician at it. Like I go to lots of different chicken farms and stuff, and they have like biosecurity where I have to shower on like certain sites and stuff to stop the spread of like diseases and stuff like that. So like, and there's some pretty grotty bastards out there.
Like people.
Yeah. Like dudes that like just like leaving work to go to the crack house, coming back, same clothes, like grotty. Yeah. Like looking chat. And like, so pee on your feet, kills the odors. Haven't got foot tenure in a couple of years, so.
Oh yeah, because you know when you always
got it before and it wasn't fun. So.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? What actually is it?
My whole feet and hands peeled off.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Because like, you know,
wear thongs in a shower.
Yeah,
or pee on your feet.
You know when you go to a caravan park, and you always fucking wear thongs every time.
Yeah, every time.
That's why.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's chat. Because there are some fucking gross people out there. Yeah. Anyway, so pee on your feet. It does help. Blake knows best. It's a good one from you.
It's good.
Yeah. We also had, this one's like kind of a big one. So this is not advice, but you all should really talk about all this stuff going on at the moment and show you two are good allies for women and encourage other men to call out bad behavior. Love you, work boys. You're too funny.
Love that.
Love that.
Do you want to
Yeah,
start?
definitely. Yeah. So me and Blake kind of had like a brief conversation about this before we went on air. Completely agree, because like I had a conversation with Keely about it the other night, and this is like all blown up in media and stuff, and we wanted to say like definitely support this 100%. Like if there's people being called out, I mean people fucking dealing abuse, definitely call them out, because when they usually get called out, they usually pull up. You know what I mean? Especially if it's from their own friends. I reckon.
100%.
Yeah.
You usually see a slight bit of change, I think.
I think so. I've definitely seen it in person before. Can't think of when or where, but
that's like a problem with having yes men around you in general, though. If you have people that like don't hold you accountable for things in general, then you're gonna keep being a shit person.
Yeah. 100%. I don't even know how this like happens because my dad fucking drilled it into me when I was a kid, like to never just do that in general, really.
Yeah.
Specifically to girls though. If he fucking caught me doing that to a girl, he would fucking roll me, I reckon.
Yeah. The thing is too, there's such thing as the bystander effect, which is like literally like the whole population does it. A lot of them anyway, where like everyone sort of waits for someone to do it because they don't want to be that person. And like a lot of people do struggle to be that person to stand up, but it's quite rewarding.
Creates a domino effect, I reckon.
Do try. If you get beat up, BL.
Yeah.
Bad luck.
It's worth it. You'll probably get a date.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully. Or just a
smile.
Kind words. Yeah. Definitely. Thanks for that one. That was a good one. This one is also a good one, and it's a bit of a fucking hard one. How to get out of the doghouse.
Mate, we're blokes. We don't know that.
That's fucking true.
Guys have been asking this question for years, bro. We don't know this.
Can girls be in the doghouse though?
Nah, mate.
You don't reckon?
Nah, they always win.
I reckon I've put Keely in the doghouse.
For how long? No, she came out on top.
No, I'm so stubborn. I'm fucking so stubborn. Like, I don't know. I'm the most stubborn person. I have tried to be better being stubborn because I don't like it. It's a bad trait that I have, being stubborn. But
yeah, apparently I'm that too, but I'm too stubborn to admit it.
No, but in saying that, I've still, like, we've all been in the doghouse, I think. And to get out of the doghouse, I think it really depends on the individual because, buying presents, chocolate, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Love languages. Read love languages.
Love languages, 100%.
Hungy. So
if you're like, babe, I've booked a night out for dinner, just you and me, fucking how are they still going to stay upset?
Yeah,
if they love that shit.
They really like thoughtful stuff that I don't do.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Buy them some silky pajamas with their name on it. I fucking love that. Can guarantee.
Actually, probably would love that too.
Yeah. That's a fucking good idea by me, actually.
Good shout.
I'm going to start using that.
El Rogy Rog on it.
El Rogy Rog. Add it again with the good advice.
Making it happen.
Is that all we got for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we answered that, didn't we? Yeah. All right, cool. What else we got here? So, oh no, we've answered that one. Oh, so before we went live, I put up a quick post on who would kind of like to be involved tonight. And
we've got some more.
Yeah, we do. If I can just fucking get on the Instagram page and get it up. Here we go. No, we've got it. We figured it out.
We on?
Yeah, we're on. All right, this is a good one. So I see a guy and he's really boring, but the D is okay and I like a cuddle. Should I keep him? I've kind of got an answer to this one, I reckon. So
what do you mean? Like keep him in like what way? Like keep him around to keep having sex with? Like does he know like...
Yeah.
Like do you know, is it like a...
Yeah. Are you in the same page kind of thing? So I think you shouldn't unless you are strictly on the same page where you guys are just shagging. That's kind of like the only thing I think. But if you're strictly doing it just for the D and he actually has more of an interest in you, you're kind of leading him on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're going to hurt him a little bit, probably, especially if he's actually interested in you. You reckon?
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of hard to say. Like, how good is the D? Not joking. Yeah.
How fucking good is that D?
Because if it's that good, we don't know.
Yeah. Could be the best D you've ever fucking had. Who knows? Might never get it again.
Maybe stay.
Or just talk about it. Just be like, look, this is like... So I've been listening to like a podcast and like a really big thing, and like they're like a funny as couple of girls and their podcast is strictly about dating and stuff. And it's just like all the dates they go on and they strictly casually date. Like it's fucking, could be a couple of days. And like I fucking froth the vibe of like casual dating. I reckon that's so cool. Like losing the stigma of like, oh, like they just want to shag. Like, fuck, if both parties just want to shag, that's all it is. But just make it clear. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome. I love that stuff.
100%.
That's so cool. Like, yeah, kind of forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, if you're on the same page, yeah, like just talk about it. So like, if you've been dating for a bit and you're getting a bit boring, be like, hey, I'm kind of getting bored. Just talk about it. If things change, sick. If you're both, what's that thing where you're both on the same page?
Because I'm honestly 90% sure he would probably still have sex with you if you said you just wanted to keep having sex. Oh, I don't know.
It kind of depends on the person.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, kind of. I feel like some people are like really, like, still just about the feels, mate. They're about the feels.
Facts.
It just depends on their intentions.
Yep.
So I think just talk about it. Just definitely talk about it before you ditch him. Talk about it. If
You
nothing
might be
changes,
able to keep the D.
you might be able to keep the D and be not boring. Fucking two birds with one stone on there,
Or
mate.
keep the D and go out and be sing. I don't know. Just
Yeah, you'll figure it
talk about it. You'll be all right.
out. Okay, this one is, I like this girl, but she's playing hard to get, even though she likes me back and I don't know what to do. Help.
How do you know she likes you back is the question I want to ask.
So I've like thought about this a lot because I've heard some podcasts about it as well. I don't like fuck wasting your time on that shit. Like, oh no, didn't we talk about it with the girls last week? Maybe
What do we say?
it was about like dating or something, like dating toxic people or something. I reckon we skimmed it, but so I reckon, I don't know if it's because I'm fucking almost 25 and like I'm not single, but if I was single, I'd like probably couldn't be fucked wasting my time. Do you know what I mean? Like if you like someone and they fucking like you back and they're still being hard to get, fuck them off. You know what I mean? Like what's the point? I understand the chase is a bit,
Yeah.
you know how some people love the chase?
And like honestly, people tell people that they like them all the time, so that way that person likes them, and that way they feel loved and stuff, and because they might be very lonely people and stuff, which they're not bad people necessarily, but in the same breath, they're sort of being selfish because they're leading you along whilst not maybe even having feelings for you, but not ready to commit to those feelings to you. So what does it even matter that they have feelings for you in the first place? Like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, because then what happens is it leads to like, yeah, sweet, we might be seeing each other, and then they're like, no, I'm not ready. And then it's like a fucking bounce board of like getting hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a reoccurring cycle of like just shitness. Whereas like you could find someone fucking next week if you're looking for someone and then you're both vibing instead of being in a fucking shit headspace for weeks or whatever because one of them's been fucking hard to get.
And it's like, it depends on like how long we talk and like,
Yeah. We need some time frames. We need some time frames on these.
yeah.
On these advice. Maybe we should start telling we need elaborate stories. We need like stories to read off. Yeah. We need like full in-depth times, dates, fucking
Everything.
yeah.
Show me the messages. We want screenshots.
Yeah.
Pics or no proof.
Yeah. But to round that one up, what would you say? Like I would say fucking give it a handball.
Probably give it the hand. If you're after a relationship yourself, I'd personally say.
Yeah, because if they're like that now, I mean, it's probably a bad red flag. Could be a red flag.
Yeah.
In the future.
And like that person may have shit she needs to sort out, like maybe working on herself or blah 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 blah, and just jumping into something, or like I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's actually dead set true. It couldn't
help.
She might not just be like a bitch. Like she might generally be like fucking not sure that she's ready for a relationship, like 100%.
Which is
yeah. So definitely maybe just have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these lead to just like generally having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
They actually are scary, those conversations, aren't they?
Oh, conversations that change the way your world is perceived. Oh no, change the way you're going to live your life for
The majority of time.
the next however long.
That's actually so true.
Yeah.
Like any conversations, like talking to your boss about something,
Yeah.
fucking relationships,
Yep.
they're fucking scary.
Yep.
If you want to feel anxiety, fucking have one of those, mate.
Yeah.
They are shit.
100.
But generally they lead to goodness. Generally most of the time, depending on the conversation. But like, if you think about it, they're scary, but you'll feel way better after it, won't you?
Yeah.
Like if you're, 100%. So have that conversation. This one is also a good one. It's about social anxiety. They feel way too much pressure when outside. And I think this one's I don't know, because I've had social anxiety. I was diagnosed with social anxiety when I was like fucking, I don't know, like 17 or something. And kind of understand. My social anxiety was really weird because I didn't even think that's what it was, because I was still like, I could go out and like fucking talk to anyone, but I would have like spikes where I'd freak out kind of thing. You know what I mean? But this one's a bit more like literally generally hates going outside and like fucking going to public places and stuff. So this one's like a much larger situation. Yeah. So in like the hardest way, like a lot of the things that I'm anxious about the most are the things that I'm scared to try or haven't tried in a while or not used to. It scares me. But a lot of those things you actually just genuinely have to face. And because like, for example, like just say, for an example, like I had really bad anxiety about driving and I never got in a car for 5 years. I'm still going to have that anxiety about driving. Yep.
For the next 5 years. Unless you like slowly pick it at heartbeat. And like a lot of things is too is like trying to learn about yourself and like your thoughts and not like just knowing yourself. Like, all right, it's making me anxious. Why is it making me anxious? And try and like literally think about it. And then like, honestly, like every time you go out, other things that you fear, do they ever happen usually? Which is like, I'm not saying you can cure anxiety, but like in the same breath, you're not going to do it without doing it.
Yeah. So I was listening to a conversation about something to do with that the other day, and they said like what you said, just face it. So, but I feel like social anxiety is weird because I know exactly kind of what you're talking about. It's like a fucking worst thing ever. I hate fucking anxiety. I don't even know why it exists, but mine has like kind of dissipated a lot. I was really bad in my teenage years, but it kind of like has fizzled out as like my adult years have come. Yeah,
and I think it's because you're such an exploring person now. Like back in the day, like you never really used to leave the house very often. Like you'd wag school a lot. Like like
true.
Where now you want to always be doing something. Like you never, do you know what I mean? Like you never really like just hang out anymore without being productive, if you know what I mean. Like you're always trying to try new things and stuff like that.
That is true.
You're always, sorry, that was just a ramble for no reason. You always breach your comfort zone. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
A lot. Like I know you personally and I know you do it a lot.
Yeah, that is true. Definitely agree. And to
the point where it becomes your comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I never used to do that, where I was like, once you start breaching the comfort zone, literally perfect example was driving, what you said before. Like, fuck, mate, I used to get that much anxiety when I used to drive in town on my L's for the first time. I'd be like, I'm going to fucking die here. And then now it's just like subconsciously, you like don't even think about it because you're just so used to it. And it's, yeah, exactly like everything. Like, yeah, I used to struggle heaps and through school and stuff. And then I think it was like not knowing what I wanted to do, or like, I didn't really figure myself out. And then once I started hitting like around 18 and stuff, like when I repeated school, I fucking repeated school year 11 and 12 by myself. Like I fucking decided 2 weeks before school started that I wanted to re-enroll, and like I had no one to go with, and I was like, fuck it. It's like what I want to do. And I had no anxiety. I had to meet all these fucking 16-year-olds and shit, you know what I mean? Like, and go in without anything. And, you know, it was one of the best things I've ever done. Like it put me on the path that I'm on now. And if I never did that, fuck knows where I'd be right now. You know what I mean? And if you never experience that and your comfort zone is in your house and like fucking at home in your room, in your bed, you're never gonna experience the things that you think you could experience. You're gonna miss out on so much. You're gonna miss out on meeting so many people. I've met so many people right now, and like I still sometimes get anxiety when you go to meet them, but like just fucking be
all
yourself.
The time, man. Like literally, like I sometimes like, and like usually when I'm having like an episode sort of like, I try and like go silent because I like try and like blank face it silent and just talk less because then it's not noticeable. Yeah. Because then you start talking too much and you're like, why is this dude stuttering so much? Yeah. It's like, but yeah, like seriously, honestly, the best thing you can do is honestly do it.
Yeah. And maybe like it's not even like if you're not scared, but like if you're worried about getting anxiety in like social spaces, like going to the pub, going to like a big venue, start small.
Yeah, ways like you don't need to fucking go to a festival like your first time or
Yeah.
like something crazy.
And don't be peer pressured, man. Like just be like, grab a mate and be like, hey, do you want to go for a beer at a fucking I don't even know, somewhere small, like cafes do beers now. You know what I mean? Something real small, and then like get comfortable, build yourself up, go to low quiche.
Yeah.
Not nightclubs. Nightclubs are probably like a bad social trigger.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're especially not comfortable with that stuff.
Not straight away.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, clubs are shit anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that shit. Like, for me anyway. But yeah, definitely start small and approach it. 100%. It'll make your life 20 times better, bro. And I think this is our last one, Blake, actually.
Lucky last.
Lucky last. The best way to deal with a breakup. This is a fucking hard one, actually.
Wow. Practicing what you preach, eh? Yeah, so honestly, the best thing you could do is not mask your problems, probably work out why it went wrong. Was it your fault? Was it not your fault? Work on your issues.
Have you ever been broken up with?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have? Yeah. So I've only been broken up with once, and it was fucked.
Yeah, and like, I was like a blue mess too, and like I would hardly say I was in the right for the breakup too. So I was like,
Yeah.
just a loser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. No,
But the thing is too, like, you actually got to acknowledge the things that you do wrong, or what they do wrong, and like don't. A lot of people like try and find justice in relationships or like want answers. You don't need answers. You actually don't, because you shouldn't be worrying about what other people thought, why it never worked out. You shouldn't even be worrying about what they're saying to other people about you. What you need to worry about is yourself, and that's all you can worry about.
What I think is like a huge thing is like I see so many people break up and they're like fucking hate each other after.
And you
like,
don't need to do that.
Like hate each other and like fucking like literally just do awful shit to each other after it. Like
Crazy shit.
make each other jealous, like all this stuff, like really bad stuff. And like my like first major breakup, like we broke up fairly mutual, and like I can still talk to her now, like as a friend kind of thing. Not that we generally ever do talk, but like we never broke up on bad terms. You know what I mean? And I think that's how kind of all breakups should, hopefully, unless it's like a really bad thing that happened to cause a breakup, then
even like
bad
the ones
blood.
that I've had with on bad terms though, like wrong or right, like I've always would prefer to be on better terms afterwards, because it's like either they fucked up or you fucked up. Who cares? You're not together anymore. Don't go, oh, but you stole years of me. It's like, just don't even think about it. Like literally, that was in your past, and people get strung up on the past too often. You just got to move forward, work on yourself, don't mask your emotions, and time.
Yeah, I think you should definitely look at it as like a learning curve, because a lot of people like grow heaps when they get out of relationships, because
Pain triggers growth.
Yeah, because like when I had a breakup, it like I look back on it and I was like, yeah, like I was pretty shitty in that relationship, and it kind of leads you to not be that shitty in the next relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, so like it definitely encourages growth for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely, but like what you said, time was like when I was like got broken up with, and it was like not by my choice. They are fucking hard, because they're the hard ones, because you're like,
because you want to be with them.
Yeah, because you want to be with him. You're like, fucking hate my life. That was probably like the darkest place I've ever been in my life for like a good period of time, and it took ages for me to get out of it. And it was like literally a time thing that got me out of it. And like, I was listening to like a podcast the other day, and like one thing that they did was like, and this isn't in like an aggressive or immature way, it's like a mature way. Like block the person and like all their socials, because when you see them still and you're like fucking froth them still, you're gonna like want to lurk them. You want to like look into their shit.
Toxic.
If they're not feeling the same way in the breakup as you, and they're the one that initiated it, generally they were like happy to do it, and they're probably still a little bit better off than you are. As bad as that sounds, generally that's how it goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So they're probably like out partying, and you're fucking at home depressed, and you're just going to be looking up and making yourself sadder. So definitely do that to block it out. It's not immature at all. And like, if they see it as immature, then they're probably more immature. You know what I mean? Because you're just trying to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And seriously, could not stress it enough. Don't just hang out with your mates every night of the week. Don't go drinking every night of the week. Don't go doing things you normally wouldn't to not remember or to mask a pain, because that's not how you get over something.
Yeah, definitely don't fall to like drinking and stuff like that, because that will not help. I mean, hanging out with friends is all right, but like partying and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but you also got to find discipline as well. Like you got
to work it out by yourself kind of thing.
You can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't just like you can. Like I'm not. Who am I to tell you what you can't do?
Some people could be better by themselves. You never know. I guess you got to just. It's really one of those things you got to figure out by yourself.
Yeah,
isn't
everyone's different in a way.
Everyone's different, and everyone has like different outlooks on that stuff. So, yeah, we did give some advice. It may help.
We had a dip.
Yeah, we had a dip.
We had a crack.
We're not fucking the experts off Married at First Sight that fucking sit people down. Have you seen that show?
Why are you potty mouth? You've been swearing a lot this episode.
I actually have. I've only said the F word though.
Yeah, I know. I haven't said the C word on it.
Yeah. You actually haven't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Maybe that's
I could be
that's some advice maybe that we've been taking on that I have not taken on this episode, that we should swear a little bit less, and I've actually had a little bit of a potty mouth this episode.
Yeah.
And Blake's been very good.
Yeah.
I'm actually proud of you on this one. I actually am proud of you. Yeah. Good job.
Fuck yeah.
We're gonna simmer down the swearing, and I'm definitely gonna notice it in myself next week. I'm gonna be much better.
See? You have to fuck up to grow.
Yeah. I haven't been this bad in a while though. This is probably like, I don't even know.
Yeah, since the other episode.
I'm lashing out. I've had a build up and I'm lashing out. I'll be good for the next few weeks. That's all of our advice though.
Yeah.
For this first week of advice. I think we're going to call it advice from the boys.
Advice from the boys.
Advice from the boys. I generally hope the people that sent this advice in, it helped a little bit.
Surely.
I feel like we've been fucking good. Oh, Jesus Christ, I just swore again. I generally think we've been good. And I may go into as a psychiatrist after this. Is that what they are?
Psychiatrist to get meds.
No, to deal advice, mate. To bring my little book and...
I think that's therapy.
Therapist. What's this? Therapist, yeah. I'm going to be a therapist, God. All right, on that note, I think we might wrap up this episode, mate.
Leave that in, Paul.
Yeah.
Leave it in.
Oh, shout out. We actually...
Oh, yes.
Fucking...
Mr. T is back.
I know, I forget. We have forgotten, but we want to address a very, very exciting addition to the Teahouse.
2 is now...
3. Trees. Dos trees. Because for those absolute teabaggers that have stuck on from the early episodes, we did have a third person, but it kind of didn't work out, and I've just been editing and stuff for a very long time now. And I reached out to a guy that I've kind of known for years and years, and he was like, dude, I am so on board for being your editor. And I was like, fucking big vibe. That calls for swearing, because that is a big vibe. And his name is Paul. He will be the new... Should we call him Mr. T? We used to call him Mr. T, which is actually classic.
Mr. T, but we'll forget probably. We'll call you Paul sometime.
Yeah, we'll just say Paul probably. But Paul will be a part of the Teahouse now. I think we'll actually get him on for a segment soon.
Surely.
I reckon we'll get him on for a segment. He's actually a jack of all trades. He's a DJ and shit. Gets on the deck.
Senor.
Senor. Shout out to him and the other bloke. I'm pretty sure.
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. Partnership with them boys. But no, he's jumped onto the Teahouse and it's awesome. So, like Blake said, 2 has become 3. Growing the Teahouse already. Big tings. But he's been doing all our editing now, and glad to have him on board. Paul, you'll be watching this. You're a huge Chad, mate.
Huge Chad.
He's a Chad. But now we'll wrap it up for this. Do we have anything? Oh, we always forget, or I always forget, if you ever get around it, boys and girls, rate us. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're watching it on.
Yes.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Always forget to shout it out. I kind of hate listening to it on podcasts. They're like, like us and shout us out and stuff. But it is like, it does support us.
We really need to start doing it at the start.
We do need it because like, no one's probably going to see this at the end of the episode. But
yeah, surely. Nah, mate. The real teabaggers will.
The real teabaggers, they'll stick through. But no, thank you again for sending your advice. As I said at the start of the episode, we're probably going to do it on a monthly basis, maybe. I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's no set time.
We'll suss it.
But thank you all again for joining us this evening at the Teahouse. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.